Hello, Case for Interweb Kaiju here. This is the Reptar Bar, and this is Toei's Japanese Spider-Man, the movie that they put in theaters.
I like that he has vehicles, including a flying car, and it's nice to have a Spider-Man who isn't portrayed as an awkward nerd. Showing Spider-Man driving cars, boats, and helicopters gives him more of a everyday human side seldomly shown elsewhere. The obvious draw for this Spider-Man over others is his robot, Leopardon, who actually looks pretty cool once in the suitmation part, which is surprising seeing the other costumes on display. These explosions are cool. I also like the decoy Spider-Man. The fights are okay. They have a couple cool parts and are choreographed, but nothing that really wows. The same general okayness carries on to the giant monster versus mech fight. They never even touch each other aside from range attacks, and it's almost immediately ended with Spider-Man dominating. The monster Spider-Man fights with his robot, Sea Devil, has an interesting design. I wouldn't call it good, but it is memorable. He's just a third-rate lackey with no personality though, taking orders from Amazonas, who is working for Professor Monster. And I thought the Marvel series had bad villain names. The sound effects are odd. They all sound silly and overly comic, but Spider-Man is a comic book character and they are all timed wonderfully to match up with each flip, kick, and jump. He makes whoosh noises when he jumps. The villainous henchmen are weird looking. They are in gray jumpsuits with, I think, beaks. They are conveniently given swords during fight scenes and guns during chase scenes. Spider-Man's abilities are put in the background aside from his climbing, which sometimes looks alright, but is normally hurt by bad editing. Bad editing, though, is found throughout the short film with awful scene cutting, freeze frames, and effects. Back to his powers, he really doesn't have a spider sense, but does seem to have some sort of intel that sends videos of incoming threats to a device he wears on his wrist. His web powers are barely showcased at all, with one net scene which is done fine and some string shots that could arguably just be rope coming out of his wrist device. When Spider-Man is piloting Leopardon, the robot uses his sword and the background is awkwardly black during a day fight. The movie is short, being less than 30 minutes, and I think it would have benefited from a longer runtime, but then again, maybe I should just watch the whole series. Oh, and I hate the way he runs.
So, that was the theatrical episode, basically, of Toei's Japanese Spider-Man series. Apparently this is the first time that superheroes meshed with giant robots. So, all the Voltrons and Power Rangers you can thank this for. It's not as amazing, spectacular, or superior as some of the comic titles would say, but it is pretty interesting, to say the very least, so I'd say give it a try. Apparently this was put up on the Marvel website after this Spider-Man and Leopardon was put into the Edge of Spider-Verse crossover thing. It introduced Spider-Gwen, and it also brought back all the other Spider-Mans, including Spider-Pig, Peter Porker. So it's nice to see him still kicking in the universe. If you have any movies you would like me to review, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.
Spider-Man.